Hey YouTube, what's up? It's the Swamp Thing 88. I haven't been on in a while because, well, I haven't really had the time, or I've just been too lazy to make a video. Plus, it's been boring around here. And I had summer school, so I'm done. Now I'm back. This is a Commander video I'm gonna do today. Of course, you guys know what Commander is. It's a fan-based format. Magic released the 5 decks. And I picked up one, finally. They've been sold about 2 months ago. So, I finally picked one up a couple of days ago. It was the Devour for Power, and I looked through the deck and went, there's some changes that are going to come. And what changes have been made are extensive. I mean, you don't see any of these common stuff. I mean, I think I have, 2 or 3 common cards? And that's all. My other Commander decks I usually make of mostly, whatever I have available. This stuff I just built off of. It's really a good deck, I have to admit. I'm going to show you the creatures, the artifacts, the spells, the land, and then maybe if I have time my sideboard, and then the 3 generals. Obviously for the Devour for Power, it's obviously the Minioplasm, Diama, the Sage of Stone. I really don't know how to say the first name. And Vorash, the Hunter. I'm going to get rid of this thing because it glares a little much. Or I should just get rid of the sleeves totally. Okay. But obviously you know what Vorash does, because I think some of you might have seen this thing before. It's one of the... I think there's 5 dragons, I'm not exactly sure. But yes, there are one of the 5 dragons powers up. Diana is a house, I have to admit. It says skip your draw step. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have fewer than 7 cards in your hand, draw cards equal to the difference. If I have no cards in my hand, I draw a whole new hand. Awesome. And the Minioplasm is just a monster. I mean, he's literally awesome. It comes into the battle. Can't speak. Sorry. It enters the battlefield. I exile 2 creatures. I mush them together, and I make one enormous creature. How epic is that? It's sweet. Alright, you know what? Now let's just get into the cards, because I think people are going to go, let's see the freaking deck already. Alright, let's go. So, I'm going to set this thing down, actually. Can't really hold it up. Alright. I'm not used to doing it this way, but sorry if my voice sounds a little echoey. Alright, the first card I have, Muldrifter. Love this thing. It's Invoke for 3. It enters the battlefield, I draw 2 cards, and then I sacrifice it. Just another creature. Cool. I have 1 Gravedigger, just in case I want to get, any of my bigger creatures out onto the battlefield, just in case, or just to get rid of creatures. Yeah. It gets my Avatar of Woe back pretty quick. Instead of having to pay the 8, I just pay 4. Oh wait, no. It gives it back to my hand. I reuse Muldrifter. Sorry, I forgot about that. I'm thinking of another card. Yanima, I have 1 Yavimaya Elder, I think. I'm not exactly sure. It's basically a Cultivate, except you get 2 land, you put them into your hand. Yeah, instead of putting 1 on the battlefield and 1 in your hand. And you could sacrifice this thing and draw a card. I have Slipstream Eel. This thing is just a massive creature for a 6/6. I don't want to play this, that's why I cycle it whenever I have a chance. And it just gets me another card. I have I have the Brawn. Crap. Brawn, as long as he's in the graveyard and I control a forest, every creature gains trample. So he's pretty good to have in the graveyard. I have Nezumi Grave Robber. Exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If there are no cards in that graveyard, flip Nezumi Grave Robber. I've only flipped them once or twice, but it's Night Eyes the Desecrator, and then its ability is put target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Sweet. I like him. I have I have the Eternal Witness. Sorry, I keep forgetting one. You can only have one. I have the Eternal Witness. Basically returns any card I have in the graveyard to my hand. Pretty sweet. I have 1 Artisan of... you know what? Never mind. I have 1 Artisan of Kozilek. I'll just keep saying 1. When you cast Artisan of Kozilek, you return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Awesome. And he's a 10/9, so he just makes anything I can mush together with the Minioplasm that much better. I have one Wonder. As long as Wonder is in your graveyard and you have an island, all creatures gain flying. He's the same thing as Brawn, except much better. Well, okay, except you fly over them, not just trample over them. I have 1 of 6 Slime, Death Touch. When it comes into play, when it enters the battlefield, destroy target enchantment, artifact, or land. So it gets rid of Sol Rings or Lightning Greaves pretty easy. Or it gets rid of a land that I don't like. For my rares, I have the Vulturous Zombie. I like this thing. He is a house as well. Whenever a card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, put a 1/1 counter on Vulturous Zombie. He can be used with Proliferate. I do have a two proliferation mechanics in this deck. I love to use Proliferate a lot. Yeah, he's just a house. He can power up really quickly with some of the spells like the Shared Trauma and stuff. I have Troll Aztec. I don't even know why I still have him. He's just stupid. Okay, he's a 3/2 troll that can't be targeted by my opponents, yet he doesn't do anything. He's just a regenerating troll. So what? Then again, I can see why. He regenerates and he can't be targeted. So that's probably the better idea. I have one Lord. I don't even know how to spell that. So you know what? I'm just gonna say I have one of these things to power up for one. It's like Tarmogoyf, except it costs a lot more. I have one Scythe Spectre. He's alright. He's a 4/4 flyer. When he deals combat damage to a player, each opponent discards a card. Each player who discarded a card with the highest converted mana cost among the cards discarded this way loses life equal to that converted mana cost. So it gets rid of it gets rid of big cards, or it just gets rid of cards that I don't like. Yeah. I have one Butcher Malachor. This one is from Woldwig, but it does have the commander symbol because it was part of the deck. When Butcher Malachor or another creature you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent sacrifices a creature. More ammunition for the Minioplasm. Avatar of Woe, he's awesome. The ability here, just destroy a target creature, can't be regenerated. I can just boom one of mine, and in combo with my Malachor, I can have my opponent sacrifice a creature, and me sacrifice a creature. So 2 creatures going into the graveyard, pretty awesome. And he's a 6/5, so he's pretty strong. But the 8 mana cost, that's pretty harsh. I have a Dreamborn Muse. This is the new card they've made. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player puts top X cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, where X is the number of cards in his or her hand. It gets rid of pretty much everything. It mills off the top, so it's really good. I have an Extractor Demon. I think this is one from Shards or something. It has the Unearth ability, but when he leaves play, or when he leaves the battlefield, target player puts top 2 cards from his or her library into his or her graveyard. He's a 5/5 flying demon that comes back and does it the same thing again. So that's 4 cards. I have a Skullbriar, the Walking Grave. I don't really get this thing often. When I do, he's a house. Haste, 1/1. He can attack right away. If you get it on the second turn, you're practically screwed. He just keeps building up counters, and when he goes into the graveyard, his counters stay with him. So he could be the main creature for the Minioplasm, and then keep going and going and going and going with like an artisan on it. So he's pretty awesome. The Solomon's Solacrum, he's alright. He's lands. He gets me a land when he enters the battlefield, and when he dies, I draw a card. He's cool. Riddle Keeper's interesting. I don't really get him, but I don't really get him out often. He's really awesome, I have to admit. Whenever a creature attacks you or Planeswalker you control, that creature's controller puts the top 2 cards of his or her graveyard into his or her library. Sweet. And he's a 1/4, so he can take a bit. But really, in Commander, 1/4s don't make that much of a difference. He's just a little wall. But he's awesome. He mills off the top. I think his name is Sazdik. Sazdik, the Lord of Secrets. He's pretty cool. He pumps up and he mills, so he's really good. And he's a flyer 5/5, but 7, nah, little off. I would like to get him out another way. Rexiel, I think it's called. I don't know. I call him Rexall for some reason, but Rexiel, the Risen Deep, he's from Worldwake as well. But of course, the commander symbol. He's just an awesome card. Island Walk, Swamp Walk, and when he hits you, I get to use a sorcery or instant without paying the mana cost, and plus it exiles, so it's pretty good. I added a few cards as well, so it's obvious. I have the Skitherix, the Blight Dragon. Obviously, you know who he is. He's an infecting 4/4 dragon that gains haste and regenerates. He also flies. Why do I have him in here? I either combo him with Artisan, Slipstream Mill, or some other big-ass creature. And, you know, he becomes an infect, a death by infect becomes a possibility. He regenerates, and not many people are playing infect. And plus it takes 20, damage to kill, 20 poison counters to kill you in Commander. So it's really good. It's really good, I have to say. He's not an obvious option, but when you combo some of the bigger cards that will come into this deck, he is definitely an option. Because I'm thinking of getting Death's Shadow, which is a 13/13 for 1, and then dies as soon as I play it. So he can become really big, really fast. I have the one Frost Titan. Obviously, you've seen this thing in past videos. I think it was 2 or 3 just 2 past videos, I think. He counters spells if he's targeted, and he taps stuff, so he's good. I have the Vengeful Pharaoh from M12. He's brand new. I love him. Put him in the graveyard. I destroy a creature that's attacking, and he comes back onto the top of the deck. I can discard him again. He can do the same thing. I got the Runescarred Dragon, aka the Demonic Tutor Dragon. 6/6 fatty for 7 from M12, and he's a Demonic Tutor. Get the best card in my deck as well, or the card I really need. It's really good. I also have the Fact and Fiction Dragon, Sphinx of Athenum, I can't pronounce that. Flying 5/6, Fact or Fiction, and he's cost 7 as well as the Demonic Tutor Dragon. He's not really a dragon, he's a demon, just point that out. Yeah, he's pretty cool. I don't think I have enough time to do anything else. And my last card is my Ink-Eye Servant of Oni from Betrayers. He's really fun. He gets in for if I can't be blocked. Let's say, I don't really know. Just give an example. Artisan isn't blocked or something isn't blocked. I can ninjutsu him in and swap out the creature. Bang, he's in, and he brings back a card. So yeah, he's pretty awesome, and he regenerates. He's a 5/4. Alright, that's I think all the time I have left.